Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and change-makers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mary D. Show. I know it's a beautiful Monday, isn't it? I forgot to say that. I didn't want to forget that because it is. Anytime you can see any day on this planet, it is beautiful. I don't care if it's pouring down rain. I don't care if it's snowing. It's beautiful. And we have to not forget that and count our blessings. I like to say, first say hello to our live viewers. Hi, live viewers. Then I want to say hi to the replay viewers. Hi, replay viewers. Because even though I don't see you when you come on, I know you're there. Because you know what? After the show is on, people tell me, I get the text messages, I get the emails of, I didn't get a chance to see you live, but I saw the show and I learned something new. All of that matters. And thank you for sharing it. Many of you share the show with your friends. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I'd like to say hi to our executive producer, Oliver Welch. Hi, babe. He's in the background. You guys know that you'll see him at Christmas. He'll come and say hi to everybody during Christmas time. So he'll be there. Now, we have sponsors for the show, as we always do, and don't want to forget to say hello and thank you to our sponsors. The first sponsor, Front Page Publishing. If you're looking to write and publish a book, then you go to frontpagepublishing.com. You can sign up there, and they will help you. There's editors, there's publishers. You just whatever you need to do to go from, as they say, from soup to nuts. I'm writing your book. I want to also thank Dumas Martin Jr. Dumas Martin Jr. I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, was very instrumental in the show. And those of you that have been here for a while, you know that without him, we wouldn't be a show. He was so encouraging when we started the show. So just keep in mind, if you're looking to get a 501c3, which is a nonprofit, if you're going for an S Corp or a C Corp, you want to go go online, and that's where you'll find Dumas Martin Jr. and you click, and they will help you with everything you need there. Also, if you're writing your first book, many of you know writing your very first book can be the hardest book to write. But once you pass that first book, sometimes it's just off to the races. That first book is called First Book Academy, and you can get your book done there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this guest. I have been blessed to know this lady, and I say blessed because there's some history here with me and Dr. Jill Diamond Taylor. I was reading about her years before I ever met her, and just following her and being encouraged by her. This went on for a long time, but then I had the opportunity to meet her. And when I met her, I was like, wow. I still have the book that she autographed for me. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. This book was autographed over 30 years ago. And I still have that book because that's how it touched my heart. Her words are always positive, always uplifting. But I'm saying that, but I haven't even read her bio yet. I'm just telling you about the wonderful lady. I'm going to read some of her bio so you can really get to know her. Dr. Jill Diamond Taylor is a renowned, passionate, knowledgeable, witty, and in-demand conference speaker, an author, a life coach, emotional wellness educator, a spiritual encourager, talk therapy practitioner, and publisher of the You Gold Girl magazine, and the founder of Women on the Grow, which is incorporated, which is a 501c3. For over 30 years, Jewel has traveled internationally: London, Brazil, South Africa, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Cancun, etc., and in 35 of the United States. In 35 of the United States. Think about 35 states in the United States. In addition to that, she's been inspiring audiences, corporations, churches, campuses, conferences, and government agencies with her presentations, books, retreats, coaching, and online courses, empowering others to thrive. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. The lady is powerful. As a result of traveling to Norway with, I think it's Denise Cunningham, founder of Peaceworks United, to create critical conversations about world peace and race reconciliation, Dr. Taylor received the 2021 Emmy Award from the Northwest chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences for her contribution as an associate producer for the documentary filmed in Norway. Dr. Taylor's insightful wisdom and seasoned experiences as a wife, a mother, a grandmother, an entrepreneur, ordained minister, author, life coach, a mother who grieves the loss of her son, and a mother from cancer, the founder of a nonprofit organization serving women living with adversity. Dr. Taylor offers DiaMIND Success, trips to manifest goals, mindset tools to enrich one's faith, mental fortitude, resilience, self-esteem, self-care, and effective coping skills for emotional wellness and self-development. Dr. Taylor offers her weekly masterclasses online called the DiaMIND INNEversity, which covers life skills for women to build their faith, resilience, relationships, purpose, and emotional mental wellness. In order to reach Dr. Taylor, you would go to jeweldiamondtaylor.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to bring to the stage for the show not only this powerful, powerful lady, but also a friend, Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor.
Yes. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I am blessed and excited to be with you today.
Oh, and we are excited to have you because I know about how busy your schedule is. So I know you're on the go. You always have something, you know what I mean? Every time, and I saw you 2 weeks ago. I was just glad to catch up with you.
And I was glad to see you in the audience, Mary. You know, you drove all the way into LA. And I said, this sister is a blessing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime I try to support, I can tell you. And I don't even know if you know that when I first met you, I was reading about you long before I met you. Let me say that. And it was just everything I would read would be very encouraging. And so then when I finally got a chance to meet you, I was like, oh, I get to meet Jewel Diamond Taylor. And so you were a celebrity in my eyes long before we met, just so you know.
My goodness. Yeah, I've been on the circuit for 40 years now.
Get out.
Yeah, 40 years. It's been quite a journey.
It has to. I'd like for you to share with the audience how you came to this, because I know you didn't start here. You were in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
And how it came about.
Well, proximity is everything. And I happened to be invited to hear Jim Rohn, motivational speaker in the 80s. And then also I was attending a church in San Diego, which was very rare back in the 80s to go to a church with a female minister. That was rare.
It was, yeah.
And so between the two of them, they just lit something inside of me. And it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to inspire others. I want to be on the stage. I want to empower people. And it just began with listening to audio tapes, because back then you had cassette tapes. Yeah. And my car was my library, and I got motivated and I said, I want to be in my community what was missing. I didn't know of any female women of color doing motivational messages. And so I just quit my job, set a deadline, set a goal. December of 1985, I haven't looked back. And it's been a great, great journey, learning so much, experiencing more than I could ever imagine, and putting into practice all the things that I was teaching. That while I was teaching, I was also learning, and I was also expanding in my faith, expanding in my self-awareness, expanding in my confidence, expanding in my self-esteem. And so it's just been a great experience. I had nobody at the time. I was coaching. We didn't call it coaching back then.
Right.
But I would meet people at a restaurant or talk to them on the phone, and I would give them, nuggets for their success, starting business, getting through difficult relationships, building up their confidence. So it just evolved over time.
Wow. Well, I know too, when I'm listening to you, it sounds similar to what I did, but I didn't know, like I knew about you, that you had, I don't know, I thought you had planned on leaving. You're saying you really burnt, as they say, burnt the ship.
Yep. I burned all the boats. I could not return back. And fortunately, I think a lot of times when we look in hindsight, we realize we were in the right place at the right time, because someone said to me, a young lady, she said, "Jewel, there's a big conference going on in San Diego, and I heard you want to be a motivational speaker." And I looked at the newspaper. I immediately called the information, told them that I would volunteer. I want to be a part of it. And I was a part of that conference for 12 years. And it was like a masterclass. I was introducing and meeting Susan Taylor of Essence Magazine, Dr. Coretta Scott King, Dr. Maya Angelou, Queen Latifah, Shirley Caesar, Gladys Knight, Alice Walker. I mean,
wow.
The list goes on. So that leap of faith and being willing to do it for free before I could charge a fee,
Right.
which I tell a lot of people sometimes, do it for free. Show that you're really serious. And I was serious. And so through networking and risk taking, and building up my roster, building up my topics, it just became very organic and very natural to me. I always say I was born for this.
And now the group you're talking about, that was the tour?
It was the African American Women on Tour. There's never been one like it since. Wow. We traveled to all the major urban communities across the nation. And we were in Oakland, Philadelphia, Dallas, DC, New Orleans. We were Philadelphia. It was amazing. 1,000 women or more in the room, and amazing workshops. And I got to teach workshops. We had rites of passages for the young ladies. It was very unapologetically African centered. So the clothing, the live drummers, the rites of passage, the topics that were all about building up our community. It was at the time when authors were being born. Right now, everybody's an author, and that's a good thing. But when I started, that was rare to see a Black female author. So I questioned myself, like, can I really write a book? Now I've done 9 books, but I was in an environment that was nurturing me. I was in an environment that gave me permission to step into my purpose. And this is so important for anybody that's listening. Where you put yourself, what garden are you placing yourself in, where you can be watered and nurtured, and where you can get rid of the weeds of doubt and low self-esteem. And a big weed is procrastination. So those 12 years were like my incubator. I was nurtured, I was developed, I was matured. And it just opened up doors to become an international speaker.
Oh, wow. I tell you, I remember all of it. I remember when you guys would go from city to city, and I would see the list going, wow. I said, one of these days, it was still, I was honored just to see everything you guys were doing. It was truly a time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know who all, put it together or anything like that, but I knew it was wonderful. And
yeah.
now I think Essence, I think it came from that.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was definitely revolutionary. It was definitely impactful. Susan
Right.
Taylor of Essence, the editor in chief at the time, she was the first guest speaker,
Wow.
and every icon you could think of
Yeah.
was a part of that conference, in the
Wow.
spiritual community as well as authors
Right.
and
Right.
poets and college presidents and actresses. Lynn Whitfield. I mean, it blows my mind when I think about this wonderful space that we created. And it averaged between 1,000 to 1,500 women.
Yeah.
And this was without any social media. This was without social media. It was
Yeah.
just word of mouth. And to see at the end of the 3 days, the ceremony that was Afrocentric, where the girls were separated from their moms and they were indoctrinated to understand and appreciate their history, as
Mhm.
well as prepare them for the adult life of college,
Mhm.
teach them about themselves. Back then, empowerment was just starting to be a part of our vocabulary. So
Right.
that was 12 years of that. It changed the trajectory of my life. It opened up doors. I was invited to speak all over the nation, colleges, government agencies, churches. Uh, come to London, come to Turks and Caicos, come to Brazil. I mean, it was just, oh my God, I miss those days, but I'm very thankful because it was my foundation.
Right, right. When we have the audience has comments here, I want to make sure I include them because without them, there would not be the Mary D show. So the the audience first we have Antonio. Antonio, hi Antonio. Antonio is a super fan. He is here every show. Hi Antonio.
Oh,
His mom
wonderful.
is Lori. Hi, and he said, let me put it on the screen. He said hello to me. Then he said hello to Oliver. They all know Oliver's in the background. Everybody knows.
Oh, hi, Antonio.
Yeah, I tell you. And then here's Antonio, and he said, "What did you say, Antonio? How are you doing? I'm doing fine." I don't even know why Antonio's saying it. I talked to him 2 hours ago, and here he is. And then he said, "Hi, Charles. Nice to see you. Hello, hello." And then Antonio says, "Hi, Sister Jewel."
Hello, brother. Hello, hello. Glad you're with us today. Did you
And
have a question, Antonio?
let's see. He says, I was going to tell you that I'm an artist with autism, and I would love to connect with you, Sister Jewel.
I would love
Okay.
that.
All righty. Then I will give you his number. I'll make sure at the end of the show. Antonio is definitely a communicator. He will call you,
Mhm.
he will text you. He stays in touch.
I
Oh, I'm
love
sorry.
that.
We have Elaine. I want to. Elaine's a super fan also. Elaine is at every show. I tell you, I just love Elaine too. She says, "Hello, Mary Oliver, and your dynamic guest, Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor. Excited to hear Dr. Taylor bring forth her knowledge and wisdom." Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, thank you. She's a retired educator, retired teacher.
Okay,
We worked in the same school district, and
beautiful.
I know.
We thank you for your service. That's an amazing career choice, being an educator. Mm.
Oh, and nowadays, without a doubt, it is. You said, Dr. Taylor, every Wednesday I share your posts with my granddaughters. Wow.
Oh, how wonderful. He must be talking about my Wednesday
Uh-huh.
inspiration. Wonderful.
I can tell, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to also talk about on, is it the third Sundays for your the program
Oh, my
in
upcoming event, my Sunday flow is once a month. It's an afternoon of inspiration, and my next guest will be the iconic actress Margaret Avery, and many of you know her as Suge from Color Purple. But
yes.
she's done a lot of work, and so she's going to be my guest. I'm gonna have a conversation live with her in the Leimert Park area. That will be Sunday, September the 14th. Each month, I'm offering a Sunday afternoon refreshment, a Sunday afternoon inspiration, and we have a live DJ, and
Mhm.
I bring my pearls of wisdom, and we network and fellowship, and refreshments, and I always try to get a very interesting guest to be with me. Last month we had the actress Vanessa Bell Calloway, and
Mhm.
this month in September will be Margaret Avery.
Wow. Well, I was there last month and it was wonderful. I'm gonna tell all of you now. You want to? I mean, even though I live in Riverside, but it's not that far. That's all I can tell you. And it was worth every second.
Oh,
And
great.
this is what you didn't know, Drew. Rarely do I drive to LA alone. That's rare. Oliver will tell you,
Hmm.
but I did that day. I,
Wow.
I wanted to make sure I came. I wanted to make sure I supported. I just tried. I just wanted to be there. So for me to go to LA, much less, I don't really know my way around. So I'm always on my GPS.
Thank God for GPS, huh?
But I got there. I still
Yeah.
got there. And this is for Joan. Joan Wakeland says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Jewel years ago. A great role model. Isn't
Oh,
she?"
thank you, Joan. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joan.
And
And
then,
I welcome any questions that maybe your audience may have.
oh, they're all saying hi. Oh, you said, look at Antonio. He's saying hi to Elaine. That's
Yes.
Antonio. I don't know if they do. Well, I know I have some questions for you because I know
Okay.
you have the is it DiaMIND INNERversity Masterclass?
Well, that's a little dated bio because that was born out of COVID. So
Okay,
I was doing Zoom sessions.
got it.
And so now that that's why I'm creating the Sunday Flow to create more in-person venues. I
Right.
was doing the teaching by Zoom, and it was very exciting, very empowering, and came up with a lot of lessons to impart. It was like, okay, that's enough Zoom. I'm ready to go back and teach live.
I think you know why we had the blessing is we had Zoom because imagine the only thing we would have had prior to that was conference calls. Okay,
Right, right.
but then we moved into Zoom, and which I love Zoom by the way. I have Zoom lunches with people. They're at their desk having lunch, and I'm at home.
It's a
Because
great tool. It's a great tool when you use it in the right way. All of social media has its dark side and it has a positive side. And so it's just
yeah,
a matter of how we use it.
I tell anybody, somebody who's when I first did this with somebody, they said I never thought of doing this. I said, well, you're busy and it's hard to get away. Why don't we just do lunch? They were at their desk. I said, why would you do lunch? And it worked. And they
Hmm.
had lunch and we talked it out and everything. We got everything we need to get done without having to physically go to somewhere and have lunch. So, and then I help my grandchildren with their homework.
I
I,
love it.
I
You
do.
you will always be an educator. You can't get it out of your blood.
Uh-uh. It's and I just love it. So when you see that light bulb go off in anybody, I don't care who it is, it just I don't it touches me to watch that and
I do math problems with my 8-year-old grandson, and I'll say how much, and I'll give him a math problem, and I love it because he's thinking it in his head. He's not solving it on paper or
right.
calculator. So that's one way that we bond and you know take advantage of keeping their minds stimulated, and at the same time
Yeah.
we're having a time to talk, and I get to hear his voice. So yeah, we have to be creative because I think that's one of the ailments of today's society is
Mhm.
that we're all so fragmented. We live so far apart from one another that
Yeah.
we have to find creative ways to connect with people and connect with family and connect with friends.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, we have to be creative. So when
That's
you said you didn't particularly care about driving from Riverside to LA, it's just part of living in California. If you want to connect and you want to grow, you have to make that sacrifice.
well, and I think I had to just come to that. It's not like it's that far. It's just that I think what happened. This is years ago. I got lost,
Okay.
and I've never gotten over that. Think about how long ago. This is before GPS. This is when we were using the Thomas guides. That's how long ago it was.
No, but it could be very traumatic. It could be very
Uh-huh.
traumatic because I can't imagine coming to California for the first time and figuring out our freeways.
Woo!
It's crazy. I mean, we've adapted, but I feel sorry for people that move here. Like, how do you guys get around? It's just so much. It's such a huge state.
It's
First of all, we're a
it is.
huge state, and then we got all these complicated freeways. and constant construction going on all the time. So you have to be mentally ready. Say, okay, we're getting ready to go to LA. We're getting ready to go to the Valley. We get ready. You have to get mentally ready.
Well, what I liked about it when I went was it wasn't a bad drive at all. That's what I
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm planning to be there on the 14th.
Amen. Well, one of the reasons I did it, Mary, because I found a lot of people, especially in my peer group, they're like, I want something to do after church. They got their spiritual food. They're already dressed. They want to go somewhere. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna create that, because even though I'm an ordained minister, I don't want to pastor a church.
Right.
That's just something that's a lot of responsibility, and it's just not who I am in this time of my life. But I can still share pearls of wisdom for faith. I can still share stories of resilience. I can still share how do we navigate changing times, stressful times, because I wear so many hats. I love that I can be a therapist, a life coach, a minister, a friend, a leader, and helps me to address the many issues that people come to me for.
Right. It makes a difference too, because you're giving. I mean, and whatever hat you're wearing, this is what I've always found is positive. Whatever that hat is, it's going to be uplifting to that person. That you're going to bring that energy to uplift, not to bring somebody down. Never have I ever even heard you even talk like that. It's always been encouraging. Always.
Yeah, you want to be helpful. People are drowning. People are feeling alone. People are isolated. People are struggling in so many areas. And I have a toolbox that I get excited about, that I can share, because sometimes it's all about the brain, how we're thinking, or sometimes it's our childhood wounds, or sometimes it's how we're dealing with loss, or how are we dealing with our marriages. I've been married 55 years this year. So there's a lot of
what do? They do snapping, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what I noticed.
Right. So it's like, okay, there's a lot of testimony. There's a lot of lessons. I say either you're going to have a lesson, or a redirection.
Wow.
Everything that happens to us, we can say, is this a blessing? Am I getting something out of this? Or is this a lesson? It's painful, but I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to stay in this mindset. Or is it a redirection? That means I've been going in the wrong direction. I was doing the wrong. I wasn't doing the best for the highest version of myself. I chose the wrong person. I chose the wrong job. I chose the wrong whatever. I'm not thinking in the most productive way. So let me make a U-turn. That's what repent means. It means to make a U-turn. So I tell people, if you're dealing with a situation, ask yourself, is this a lesson? Is this a blessing? Or is this a redirection?
I like that. So, but it's one of those three.
It's one of those three. And usually we don't like the redirection.
I don't think we like the lesson either. If it's
no. Sometimes you're like, okay, I'm eating wrong. Let me stop eating that way. Right. Oh, wait a minute. I'm holding on to grudges and pain. I need to turn that around. Oh, right. Wait a minute. I'm living with too much fear. I need to turn that around to faith and confidence. So we're moving in a direction, but I help others to kind of figure out where is this coming from? Is it a mother wound, a father wound? Is it, like you said, you had a bad experience getting lost? And we can have one bad experience and let that one bad experience limit us. When I was pregnant with my first son, it was summertime like it is now, and I was wearing a dress similar to this, where a lot of my chest was exposed, and I was frying chicken. And I was much younger then. And the grease just popped and burnt my chest really bad. Mary, I have not fried chicken since 1975.
Wow. So is that overlearned the lesson?
That's right. Now I don't do it for health reasons, but for years you couldn't get me in the kitchen because I got burned. And a lot of people get burned in a relationship. I don't ever want to be bothered with nobody again. Or they get burned on the job, or something happens and we make these decisions that are illogical, but it's because the brain says we've got to protect ourselves. So we make illogical decisions based on something that was traumatizing, unexpected, hurtful, betrayal. And this is where I come in helping others to realize, how can we turn that around? How can you realize that emotional wellness means I've got to heal from that trauma? Everybody's not mean. Everybody's not selfish. Everybody's not a narcissist. Everybody doesn't steal. We make these generalizations. Oh, I didn't get the job, so you don't want to go for another job interview. Oh, you tried a business and the business didn't work. So like, I'll never try business. I had so many businesses before I became a speaker. If I told you all the things I started before I finally found a shoe that fit, I never saw myself as a failure. But other people can say, oh, well, I'm too scared. I didn't make any sales, or it didn't work, or they talked about me, or I made a mistake. And then people become frozen and they never try again.
It's true. That is true. And they really, I think what they don't realize, you have life in you. You have life in you. You can, like you said, I think the average person who has a business has failed 9 to 10 times first before they find the business that, like you said, that fits. But Nelson Mandela said, you never lose, you only learn.
You only learn. But that's a mindset. And that's what I'm a mindset practitioner, helping people to get their mind. The word of God says, be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. Change how you're thinking, and you change how you're thinking, you get a change of results in your life. But if you keep thinking that life is hard, you keep thinking I'll never make money, if you keep thinking I'll never find love again, if you keep thinking I'll never travel, I'll never get my credit score stronger, if you keep thinking that everybody's against you, then you've already created your world. And that's why the word of God says, in the beginning is the word. It's the word you speak over the world you're living in. So I'm a big proponent on watching the self-talk, what you're telling yourself.
Yes. Because your mind is hearing it. I always say that God is listening. Whatever you are saying, and then sometimes you may not be saying out of your mouth, but you're saying in your mind.
Yeah.
God is still listening. So you have to always be positive. Don't even let that, I'm talking to me as I'm talking to you. Don't even let that doubt come in. Remember I said earlier, I said, well, I'm writing these movies, and I have to stop having doubts about the movie is going to get made. It is going to be made. It's just all it is now. It's a matter of time. In that movie, in the movies.
And what you have to do is you have to have a mental rehearsal. See, it's not just what we say, it's what is the mind projecting. See, the event that you came to a couple of weeks ago, when I got the idea to do it, I was like, oh, nobody's going to come. Oh my God. I only had a month to promote it. And oh my God, am I going to be able to do this and do that and do this and do that? And all of a sudden I said, wait a minute. I see every seat filled. Wait a minute. I hear people clapping. I see people smiling. I see people hugging me and say, oh, Jewel, this was so great. I see my guest on the stage. I started mentally rehearsing it.
Right.
Once you start seeing it in your mind's eye, the mind thinks it's happening. It doesn't know that it's not real.
Right.
It thinks it's happening. So if I mentally rehearse, oh, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be a flop, nobody's going to come, and then that's exactly what's going to happen. Because
it was packed. It was everything you're saying. It was. People were on their feet. They were just.
Happy.
Like you said, smiling, clapping, enjoying. It was a wonderful afternoon.
I wanted it to be electric. I want people to come and get inspired. I don't want them to just sit there and listen to me talk. No. I want people to feel engaged. I want them to feel good about music, moving their bodies. I want them to network. I want them to feel that they're welcomed. And this is what people, I feel, need for it's what we call social health. A lot of people are not well socially. They're awkward. They don't want to go. It's too far. What am I going to wear? Nobody's going with me. What's the point? I'm going to be bored. And they don't realize this is a perfect setup for depression, It's a perfect setup for thinking that you're inadequate. You're comparing yourself to other people. I don't know what I'm going to wear, and I don't know what they're going to do, and I want somebody to go with me. And they get in this mental loop that keeps them separate from the blessings, separate from opportunities, separate from possibilities. Because I'm telling you, Mary, and you know this because you're a queen of networking. You know this, that you never know who's in the room that will connect you to the next opportunity, but you'll never experience if you're sitting at home.
No, you won't. We went to a breakfast Saturday. It was called friendship breakfast. And I just started talking to the lady next to me. We're connecting. She is connecting me with some other, and all I did, and I always do this, by the way, whenever I sit down for a meal, and Oliver and I, we go to a lot of functions, I always introduce myself. I never break bread and haven't spoke to the people at the table with me.
That's right.
It doesn't.
That's just etiquette.
You would think, no, people will do it. They will.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
And I just started and even the gentleman sitting next to me. And I said, hello, my name is Mary. This is my husband, Oliver, that, that kind of thing. And everybody always feels, they never say it. I'm trying to think, have I ever had anybody do it first? I think I'm not, if at all, maybe once or twice. Normally we do it. But every single time before we leave that table, they've given me their name, their email, their cell phone number. And I do believe it's because they feel included.
That's right.
They don't feel like, often that I've seen people, if you let them, they'll eat the entire meal and not speak to people. I've seen them do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, why? We're all sitting here together. All you have to do is say hello.
I know. I just recently hosted 30 women. We went on a cruise. And so many people on that cruise ship. And sometimes I couldn't find my friends that we were traveling with. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have breakfast by myself. And next thing you know, I'm meeting all these people because why? I was seeking comfort of the familiar. And it was like, no, Jewel, you're going to meet new people. And I met so many interesting people. So that's what happens, is that most people want comfort. We want what's familiar. We're scared of being judged. We're scared we're not going to know what to say. We're scared somebody's going to ask for something from us. And so I'm a natural networker too, that I find that if you open up to people, they're waiting for somebody to break the silence. Even in the elevator, I'll do it. I'm talking to people all the time. Dude, you're so weird. No, I'm not weird. I just think it's important that people stop being so isolated and scared of everybody.
And I don't even know, because even with my eyes with NCNW, the National Council of Negro Women, the section in Riverside, I charted the section, and people said, "How did you get all these people?" I talked to them. I know it sounds so simple, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You just talk to them. And Oliver has a comment. Our executive producer here, Oliver, has a comment. Oliver says, let me make sure he said, "Hi, Dr. Taylor. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Oliver. Good to see you.
Excited to hear from you." This is going to be a great show. I tell you, as I said before, you may not see him, but Oliver is always there.
That's such a blessing.
For sure. And then I think, did I make sure I got your comment? Oh, here we go. Because Joan said, "Congratulations, you found your soulmate. Marriages these days don't last long. 55 years is huge." That is just like, you don't even hear that anymore of, longevity like that. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, what I just said about a lesson, a blessing, or redirection, we experienced all of that. There were lessons we had to learn. There was blessings we experienced, and there were some things we had to redirect how we were dealing with certain situations. You learn from each other, and you pray a lot. You learn that I think that marriage is three things. I think that it's ministry. I think that it's a mirror, because nobody knows you more intimately. And I think it's also a place where you learn to manage your emotions, manage your money, manage your time.
Right, right.
And fortunately, we understood that. We find out what do we value. We honor each other's differences. My husband and I are very different. We
Yeah.
are so different. And, and at first that used to bother me. And then I realized I learned a lot of things from him.
Yeah.
I learned, it's like, oh my God, how do you do that? And then I dare say, I think he's learned a lot of things from me too, because we are so different.
Right.
And at the same time, you respect each other's differences. You're not trying to control somebody. You're not looking. I don't look to my husband to make me happy. That's too much responsibility.
It is.
My job.
Uh-huh.
And I think the more you learn to honor yourself, honor your gifts, you do it with integrity, you do it with respect. That's all anybody wants is the freedom to be who God designed them to be. Now, it was hard in the beginning because my husband thought I was really weird leaving a good job.
Oh yeah. Of course.
That don't, it didn't make any sense. But like the saying says, when you get a call, it's not a conference call. I got the call. So I had to really, really do a lot of work on myself and learn how do I manage my emotions, how do I manage my time, because it takes a lot of work to build your business, which can take away from family, or you can make a person feel invisible or not needed. So I had to learn how to make him feel included. I had to learn that when things didn't work out, there's nobody to blame. I got to work through things. When good things happen, it's great when you can say, guess what happened today? Or when things don't go well, you have that place of comfort that somebody's going to be there, and they've seen every side of you.
Right.
My husband has seen every side of me, and I've seen every side of him.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's a ministry, because you learn to forgive.
Oh yeah.
You learn to endure. You learn to compromise. You learn to pray for someone with all of your heart and soul. You're not thinking about what you want. You're thinking about your partner, the father of your children. You're thinking about your husband. You're not thinking about yourself. Because when we were young, we were both very selfish. We're selfish.
I think we all are.
Yeah. And so you learn, and I don't take a lot of credit. I just thank the Lord for grace and mercy. I thank God for grace and mercy, because when you live with someone that long and they see your dark side as well as your light,
right,
and they still love you, and you still love them.
That's just everything you said.
That's major. That's major.
It should be a marriage retreat on that.
I would love to do one. I keep saying, Mary, for the longest, I didn't want to do it because I thought, well, shoot, John, I made a lot of mistakes. And then I realized, wait a minute, Jill, that's exactly why you should do it. Because
exactly.
So when I have done couples counseling, and when I have had an opportunity to speak on the topic, I'm very transparent. I don't try to paint this perfect picture.
Right.
And I think people appreciate that. When you go, our oldest son passed from cancer. A lot of people don't survive tragedies. It can pull apart. It can pull you apart or bring you closer together.
Right.
A couple could lose a home. Someone could lose their job. Someone could end up in a wheelchair. Someone could end up with dementia. And if your partner leaves you, that's sad, because that means that the other person wasn't wired or built or committed enough for the hard times.
Right. And in some form or fashion, you're going to face them.
It's inevitable. You can't be married this long and not go. You just can't. You're going to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my husband has seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're still here, and we're grateful, and we're respectful, and we give each other space, and we honor each other's differences, and we love. We have another son, and we want to leave a legacy for our son and for our grandson. We share the same values, and this is what I tell people. What are your values? Both my husband and I both came from the same area. We both came from Compton. We both came from a two-parent household. My parents didn't have a perfect marriage. His parents didn't have a perfect marriage, but we saw them get through things.
Right.
We saw stability, even though we didn't understand a lot of the things that they dealt with, but we still saw stability. We saw something constant.
Right.
And that's something that we valued. I think we have now a generation of people, as soon as it gets hard, they want to quit.
Yep. And unfortunately, if you think about it, that gets reinforced by, you see the celebrities. Not that maybe they don't mean to, but a lot of this, and I would say, because with the advent of social media, we see everything instantly. It used to be you have to wait till the news came on, and then you didn't get everything when the news came up. But now, as soon as something happens, it comes across my phone.
Yeah, it's everybody's business is so transparent.
Yeah.
Or you're seeing these fantasies and illusions and things that are not real.
Right.
But because you get a snippet of it, your mind says, "Oh, that must be how it is for them." And so then you're like, "I can't believe they got divorced. I can't believe they died. I can't believe they got cancer," because we think people of a certain economic, social status are untouchable.
Right.
Or we think that's what we're supposed to strive for, not knowing what's going on behind the scenes.
No, we don't know. And that's one of those, that's what social media does. You basically see what people want you to see.
Exactly.
And that's but
like
that's
Mary, you will never see me come on camera looking like a hot mess. And let me tell you, I did not wake up looking like this. Okay. I didn't wake up looking like this. And so you get to choose. It's very democratic. Social media is very democratic. You get to choose what you want to put out there, whether it's the truth or a lie.
That's
and
right.
People that are not informed or people that don't have a good sense of self,
right,
will now measure themselves according to what you saw.
Isn't that something?
And so I am grateful that part of what I teach is self-awareness, consciousness, understanding your backstory, understanding how do you build a sense of self. It's called self-esteem, not husband esteem, not wife esteem, Facebook esteem. It's called self-esteem. You have to know your worth.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I think that is with the advent of social media, that's changed everybody's. What is your worth? It's whatever you say it is. It's what it amounts to. If you want, like you said, you can put something out there good, or put something out there that's not.
You have total license to say what you want to say, and people don't know how to filter it out. Become a critical thinker. Like, is this true? Does this apply to me? Is this in my value system?
Right.
See, a lot of things that I see, like, well, that's what they want. I know who I am. I know what's important to me. I know what's important to my family. I know what's important for my health. I know what's important for my walk of faith. I know what's important for my finances. So a lot of what I teach is about critical thinking.
Right.
Not blind following.
Okay. You have to think for yourself.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know how to do that because it goes right back to the psychology. If you did not feel loved, if you did not feel included, if you did not feel secure as a child or in a past relationship, you're going to be seeking for external affirmation, external appreciation, external validation. And so that's why the work that I do is very holistic, because it's not just give you a scripture, give you affirmation, give you a goal. No, it's about, let me understand, how are you thinking? What is your mindset? So many people are broken and wounded and depressed and isolated and judged. So they don't even know who they are. Because they're trying to fit in. trying to get loved.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's,
trying
I
to get
remember years ago, my mother was telling me I was the first grandchild born on my father's side. And
oh
my grandmother, because I was her first grandbaby, and she would not even she was always kissing on me, loving on me. And I never
oh
got a chance to know her. But I was telling my mom one day, I said, do you know all that love went in me? All
see
that love that she said every time I turned around, she was rubbing you down with lotion or,
oh
and I wish I had known her, but she passed before I was even 2 years old. But she,
oh but it stuck. The deposit was made. The
isn't that
deposit
something?
was made. The foundation was made. And see, a lot of women, we're living in an age now through my counseling and coaching. We're living in an age where women are starting to feel comfortable to tell the truth that they
Mm,
didn't get the love, or they came from a family that had secrets, alcoholism, or there was poverty, or there was, a single parent, or there was sexual violations. There was, and so we're living in a time where people are more vulnerable.
right.
And when we understand our roots and our foundation, it is a precursor to how you're going to show up as an adult. My
Right.
8-year-old grandson, the teachers, I remember going to see the teacher last year, and he said, "You can tell this little boy is loved." Now you're an educator, Mary, so you know that
Mm-hmm.
teachers can tell when a child comes from a troubled home. A
Yeah.
teacher can tell when a child is hungry or has some type of mental imbalance, or there's
Right.
something going on. And when he said that, I was like, "Thank you, Lord,
Yeah.
that this boy has been poured into so much love
Right.
that it's already manifesting. It's the evidence is there in the way he behaves and the way he carries himself in his studies." And like Jesus, I couldn't ask for a better report. He said, "You can tell
Yeah.
this little boy, this little boy is love." I said, "You all right? He is. He,
Yeah.
you
Because
know,
he's not seeking it.
no,
He's
he's
not
not.
going out of his way to hit people and harm.
No,
He's
he's
not doing
very
any of
confident. In fact, he's very confident. I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna run over him. Uh, but see, I didn't have that either. I didn't have the nurturing
Mhm.
because of certain family dynamics. So
Right.
what that did was that cultivated me to be a person who knows how to nurture others.
Right.
I'm a nurturer. I'm a leader, and so why? Because I know I didn't get it.
And I don't. I see. I think I do give it because I did get it. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Because
We all make different choices based.
it
Yeah,
is. Because
yeah.
even as a child, my grandfather would hold my hand and take me to elementary school every morning. Take me there.
Oh,
And then when I came out, he was there. He'd take me to go get some candy. And all these things that I think back now have been instrumental in my life.
yeah,
That think about what kind of security that felt like to know he was there literally till he passed. He would be there. But by the time that happened, I'm older now, and
yep.
I'm more um, confident in myself by the time this happened. But I still remember all those things of how that he would, I mean, it wasn't nothing I could want for that they wouldn't provide. And we didn't really have a lot. But to me, we had the world.
You had the with the four S's that every child is supposed to have: security, stability, soothing. So when you have that, you have a much higher rate of not having arrested development because there was security, there was
Yep.
stability, you were soothed. And when I work with adults hurting women, there's such a common thread. There was no security, there was no stability, there was no soothing. And
Mm,
when those things are missing, and we've heard the stories, it's a very popular story that speakers use a lot where
mhm,
two twins, two brothers are interviewed,
mhm.
and they interview one and say, "Look, oh my God, you have failed marriages, you're just an alcoholic, nothing's gone right in your life. what do you attribute that to? And he says, well, my father was an alcoholic. Then they interviewed the other brother. He said, my God, look at all that you've accomplished. You've put your kids through school. You've done this, you've done that. What do you attribute this to? Well, what makes you so successful? He said, my father was an alcoholic. So people can come from the same environment, but there's a consciousness that says either I'm going to repeat that and use that as an excuse, or I'm going to use it as a springboard, and I am going to break that generational pattern, and I don't say curse, pattern, and I'm going to overcome it because I see what I don't want to be. So that was an example of you. You saw what you want to repeat, and you're a loving wife, you're a loving mother, you're a loving grandmother of 7 because you had that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just I love people. So I've had people say, why you're always reaching out to people? I said, I honestly don't know. I can't even explain it because I come from a family. My mother or father, neither one were like that. Neither one of them went.
Well, now you're proving my point. You're proving my point that there's something in your spirit that says, I don't want that for me. It's a motivation. It's a very internal motivation, and we can choose. Somehow we choose in our little young bodies which way we're going to go.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right. We have Elaine wants to know. She wants the address and everything. I think she wants to come on the 14th.
Okay. I would invite her to go to my website, jeweldiamondtaylor.com. Click on calendar of events, and it will give you all the information there. I don't want to quote the wrong address, but I know it's in Leimert Park, in Los Angeles, on Leimert Boulevard. I just can't think of the address right now. But all of that is on my website, jeweldiamondtaylor.com. And if you are on social media, Elaine, the information is on my Facebook page. And if you'd like to receive my weekly Wednesday, WIN, Wednesday newsletter, simply text me and I will send you my weekly newsletter. And it has all the information. I include an inspirational message as well as my calendar of events.
And I'm definitely, as you know, a fan. I get those. I love them.
Thank you, Mary.
You really do so many. I just can't even begin to tell you. It's so many wonderful, quotes and sayings and all those things. And like you said, when you say I like that comment. I was born for this. Yeah. You really were. You really were. You found that sweet spot.
Yeah.
This is you. This is who you are. This is how you, the universe, everything connected once you found this space that you're in.
And the thing about it, Mary, is that we take little snapshots of people and we say, oh, she found her sweet spot. Oh, what's wrong with me? But they don't know the backstory. If I tell you all the jobs that I had, one person would say, well, she was floundering. She was irresponsible. She was unstable. No. Yeah. The way my mind works, I was willing to keep trying and trying until I found what it was. We didn't even use the word purpose back in the 80s. I just knew that where I was, this ain't it. And yes. I mean, I worked at the police department. I worked at St. Francis Hospital. I worked at the Carson City Hall. I used to ship yogurt. I worked at Worlds of Pearls. I worked for GTE, cutting off people's phones, hoping my number wasn't going to show up. I worked. I used to work at Broadway Hospital. Oh, come on! I had so many jobs, and I worked for Infinity when they first started building the Infinity car. Before the Infinity even rolled off, I was working there. I've worked so many places, and this is not it. This is something's not right. Something not right. And so when you asked me the original question, how did I get started? Right. When I heard Jim Rohn and Terrico Whitaker, it was like a key. And it was like, that's it. That's it. That's it. And I didn't ask anybody for permission.
Yeah.
I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach. I
Wow.
knew that that is what I'm supposed to do. And a lot of people don't give themselves permission to do that because they're looking for the safe place. They're looking for somebody to tell them. My husband thought I was crazy.
No. I'm gonna tell you, I think if that's what you're looking, not only that, looking for, waiting for it. If you are waiting for that, it's not, then you can wait the rest of your life.
You wait the rest of your life. You're not
I
ready. You're not ready. You're not ready.
because
You're
I
not ready.
remember when I
I
did it.
believe when I took my leap of faith to do what I'm doing now,
Mm-hmm.
something in my spirit said there's some angels sitting up in the balcony like, yay, she got it. Whoa, yay. And I talk to those angels all the time, like, ooh, thank you. I get stuck at times. I question myself at times. I have dry spells when nothing is working and the phone's not ringing. I have those moments, but I find ways to keep myself in a creative mindset. I write books, I write poetry, I create my own events. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna start a magazine. We're gonna do something where I'm teaching. Where you were in the classroom, Mary, the world is my classroom.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to teach what I know, and I'm going to teach it, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's live, whether it's in a prison. I used to teach in the prison in Long Beach every Friday night. I would teach in the beauty salon. I'm teaching.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm gonna tell you, your journey sounds so similar to mine because I even though we're over time, audience, I did notice, but I'm gonna keep going. So sometimes it'll cut off, but it didn't today. But I would tell you because the day when I decided that I don't even know if you know the story. I yelled at one of my students. I yeah, and when he stood up and I yelled at him, and then I took a breath and I said, I'm retiring.
Mm.
Same breath. And he stood up and he said, Miss Welch, what just happened? And I said, I yelled at his student name. His name was Jose. Never forget this day. And
Wow.
he said, Miss Welch, all the teachers yell at us. And I said, I don't.
Mm.
What language do you speak, Jose? Oh, Miss Welch, you know I speak English. I speak Spanish. I said, so why do I need to raise my voice? Why?
Why?
You speak the same language I do. And
Mm.
I instantly, it was time to go.
Time to go.
And I did too. And I look back, but I'll be the first to admit, Jewel, I had no clue where I was going. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost. I was confused. I was all of those things, but I knew there was something else in this world I was supposed to do.
Isn't that wonderful?
I didn't know what it was. And I'll be the first to admit, I was scared to death, but I was more scared to stay.
To stay.
That's what I figured out too. I said, if you stay, you're never going to find out what it is. But
That's a beautiful testimony because I think it's good that your audience is seeing contrast. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how I was going to do it.
Right.
I didn't know the upside. I didn't know the downside. Didn't get paid. Didn't. So many things I wish I had done differently. But I knew that I wanted to hold a mic, and I knew I wanted to teach. And then there are people like you that like, it's something in my spirit. Something ain't right. This is not it. And I think young people especially need to hear our testimonies about that, because everything is not cookie cutter. Everything is not, one size does not fit all.
Mm-mm.
You know, I mean, I had two sons, so different.
Yeah.
I got two sisters. We're so different, but then we do have a lot. We're blessed because we get along and we enjoy pretty much the same things, but we still got some major differences. And when you realize that we have to respect our own differences, that's what self-esteem is. I honor the uniqueness of me.
Right.
Out apology. Do I like every aspect of me? No, there's things I'd like to do better. There's things I wish I was better at. But for the most part, I've befriended myself. I said, Jewel, Girl,
Yeah.
you better take care of yourself. Girl, you better eat right. You better save some money. You better be quiet when you need to be quiet. You better speak up when you want something. You better move when you see something that you want. You better sit down and trust the Lord. You better minister to yourself.
Right.
And I
Right.
didn't hear those kind of messages. That's the kind of message that I give. I didn't hear those things. I heard be like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. And even when I did, like I said, when I stepped out, it would be 5 years later. Think about how what I'm saying to you.
5 years.
It would be 5 years later before I wrote my first book.
Wow.
Even when I think about that. But in that time, I lost my youngest brother passed away. 90 days later, my mother passed away.
Mm.
Um, I've had a son incarcerated. All of these things were
Yes.
going on, and I was still trying to be like, Lord, why am I here? I don't
Mhm.
understand. What did you take me off of a job, as they say, a good paying job?
I know, me too. Woo.
And what am I supposed to have found? And now, 30 plus books later,
Mm-mm-mm.
I wouldn't, as they say, I wouldn't give nothing for this journey. Nothing.
Nothing for my journey. Me
No,
neither, Mary.
but it
Your,
was,
your story is so inspiring. That's just so beautiful. And those are the kind of stories that I love to share with my audiences because I don't want people to look at me like I'm some kind of unicorn, like I'm unusual. There's so many stories like yours
yeah.
that people need to have um, be exposed to because that's why I have the ladies that I have at my Sunday flow. So people, we heard Vanessa's story about her the cancer and all
Yeah.
the things she dealt with. It's like, okay, a celebrity is more than a celebrity. They are wives, they are sisters, they are daughters, they are mothers. They've had hurt, they've had pain, and we need to understand how are people resilient? How are they making the choices that they're making? How are they bouncing back? What are they saying to themselves? It's because
That's
every person is a textbook. You are a walking, living textbook, Mary.
Oof. I tell you, 'cause there were days I was like, "Nah,
Yeah,
I did what you said,"
I know. I
and you
know.
just, and you don't, and nothing. And it looks like, I'm saying what I experienced. It does look like nothing is happening. It
Yes,
does look like nothing is going. It looks like that, but the truth is, there's so much going. I don't. I mean, now if I'm writing at 2 o'clock in the morning, who cares? Who
that's
cares?
right. Who
But I
cares?
need to get there because I was still getting up. For those 5 years, I got up as if I had to go to work every day because that's
Mm.
what I knew for 35 years. And I didn't understand the Lord had to get that out of me. You no longer have to do that. And
And
now,
guess what? We're blessed too. You had Oliver. I
yeah,
had John.
yes,
And everybody doesn't necessarily have that cushion. So
yes,
I will always give him honor and respect for the fact that he endured my learning curve. He endured that. He didn't put me down. We were able to survive. We had
right,
to cut down our lifestyle, which
right,
was okay.
yes,
Because I think a lot of people are seeking happiness. I seek peace. I want peace.
that is beautiful.
And when you're looking for happiness, it's going to be elusive. Well, I'll get these shoes, I'll be happy. When I lose some weight, I'll be happy. When I get that speaking engagement, I'll be happy. When this happens, I'll be happy. I've had so many disruptions in my life, like you have had.
Hmm.
And if I say that I'm only happy when things are going my way, I am already setting myself up
Yeah,
for mental illness because that is
mhm,
unrealistic.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Life is full of pain
Yeah.
and joy,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
up and down,
yeah,
sickness and health.
it
So
is.
it's like that's why I say marriage is a prime example. If you can't endure the hard times, you're not meant to be married. You're not meant to have a business. You're not meant for this life. If you can't handle, if you can't endure, if you can't pray, if you can't serve, if you can't listen, if you can't adjust, if you can't adapt, if you're not flexible, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're
I'm
not going
listening to you. No, because it really is the ebb and the flows. That is real.
to. It's real.
It's not.
What do you think you are? You think you're in charge of? You think everybody's supposed to dance to your tune? Everybody's supposed to live the way you want them to? You think your husband's supposed to do this for you? You think your kids are supposed to live according to the way you want them to live, and then your kids disappoint you? The boss doesn't give you the promotion. The friend stops being a friend. The weather changes. It rains, and you upset. You're upset. That ain't nothing but ego.
Yeah.
But if you say, I'm going to have peace no matter what.
I like that.
That's my goal. I want peace that surpasses my human understanding.
Wow.
Because happiness means something's got to be happening.
It does. You're absolutely right. But
and there are days I sit here and there's nothing happening. There are days I sit here and ain't nothing happening. The phone ain't ringing. Nothing's happening. And you think I'm going to say, oh, well, I'm depressed. Life is over. We are floating through space. We are floating through space.
On a ball. On a
blue ball. And you upset because somebody cut you on the freeway. You upset because somebody didn't call you back. You're upset that your kid is different than you. You're upset that he didn't bring you flowers. You're upset. You're not going to last, baby. You're not going to last.
Come on, Jewel. Come on. You're absolutely
right.
You're
going to walk around as a victim. Woe is me.
Yeah.
You're going to be having a badge. My son died. My mama died. What makes you think you're so unique? Oh, your son is in prison, or you have a child that's an addict, or you got a friend that stopped being your friend and never invited you to their birthday party, but you came to all their stuff and they don't come in. And so now your feelings is hurt? Really? Really?
Oh, this is real stuff now. This is real.
Oh, well, she got paid $10,000 speaking. Somebody paid me $800. Mm-hmm. And you're upset?
Oh, but you and I know when you start comparing, you're always going to lose. You will always.
It's a disease. It's a disease. You're never going to be happy. That's the problem. That's the dark side of social media. Somebody's watching right now. I'm going to tell you right now, get off of social media, have a certain amount of time, and that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Because all you're looking at is one slice of somebody's life, and you're sitting there making a snap judgment.
It's true.
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Stop it. Stop it. Live your life. Get busy living your life.
It's true.
Because this is going to be over soon.
Oh.
This is just a blip on the screen, honey. I'll be 75 in a couple months, and I'm like, where did those 75 years go? I want those 75 years back. I'm not going to get them back. They're gone. They're gone.
You do not look like you even in your 70s at all.
They're gone. And you're going to say, oh, but I wish and I miss. Stop it. You're living now. You're breathing now. What are you going to do about now?
That's right.
That's all that matters is now.
That is the truth, because that's all you have.
That's all we have.
Yesterday is gone. Yesterday, you don't have to worry. You cannot live yesterday over. It is gone.
For some people, it's just a cliche. They don't understand the reality of that statement.
Oh, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, you see? That's why I love you. That's why I know who you are, because you get it.
Yes.
You get it. And you have to make sure you surround yourself around people of like-mindedness, because you'll be able to maintain that consciousness without saying, oh my God, I'm getting old. Oh my God, this didn't happen. Oh my God, my family, this, and oh my God, I messed up as a parent. And oh my God, my mama didn't love me. It's like all this whining for what?
They get you nowhere.
Why do we do that? And that's where I come in, helping people. Why are you doing that? Oh, so once we talk and we work through stuff, we're able to see why they're doing it. And then some people are glad to get a glimpse, and some people they're stuck. And I've accepted that as a counselor and as a therapist. I cannot help everybody. I'm a teacher. I'm going to give you the knowledge.
Right.
I'm going to give you the wisdom. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm
Right.
going to give you a safe environment. Now it's up to you.
But
It's up to you.
like you said, and some people, do you find they want
They
to
don't.
sit there?
No, no. I'm going to tell you the truth, Mary, right now. Most people that I counsel want an audience. They do not want solutions.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They want somebody to listen to their woes.
Exactly. And it's, if you want to pay me to listen, I'll listen. And I pray for discernment. God, let me know which ones really want what I have to offer. Right. Lord, so I don't waste my time. Right. Lord, help me to discern. Is this a person who is seriously seeking some direction, redirection, right, lesson, or blessing? What are they looking for? And if I can tell all they want is an audience, well, God bless you. Then I don't exert myself. I don't have expectations. I'm not mad. I'm not expecting you to rise to the occasion. That's not my job. It's not my job.
And because I think I'm saying that maybe it's attention getting, or it is somewhere in there that is fulfilling something in them.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. And it's okay. If that's how you get attention, it's my job to be discerning.
Right.
Because I'm a giver, I'm a nurturer. So I had to learn to have boundaries.
Wow.
My phone's been ringing off the hook while I'm sitting here talking to you from people that want something from me. Well, and I used to answer every phone call. I don't do that anymore. I have discernment. This can wait.
Wow.
I cannot be so available to everybody. I learned that the hard way because I'm a nurturer, but I have a smart nurturer. Right.
But that came from experience.
Exactly. I didn't learn that overnight. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was burned out many a times. And it's like, Joe, and my husband would try to say, Joe, you just do too much. No, I'm not. No, I'm supposed to do it. Who said? Look what it's doing to you. Look how you're feeling. Look at your blood pressure. Look at the headache. Look at you snapping. Oh, I'm doing that. They're not doing anything. I'm doing that. I need to understand.
Yeah. That was big.
How to protect myself. And that's the thing about marriage or anybody that you're close to. They are your mirror. They see what you're doing. And when they point it out to you, we don't like it. Like, what are you talking about? They knew good what you're doing.
Oh my goodness.
People can't take it. I don't need you telling me. You ain't my daddy.
That is too. But something about you still came around to it. You did come around to it after maybe hearing it the first time.
Well, I think because of the nature of my work, because I read like nobody's business, and I continue to study my craft and to study everything I can get my hands on to teach a wellness. I've learned. I tell my artists all the time, if you don't want what I'm about to tell you, I'm telling it to myself because I need constant reminders.
Oh, we all do. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, but I'm very wise now compared to who I used to be. And there's still so much more to learn, and I'm open to it. This is what passion is. I'm still on fire, Mary. I'm still excited when I learn something new about neurology, psychology, spirituality, African culture. Those are the things that's my wheelhouse. Right. And so when I learn these things, I'm able to pass it along to others to give them some self-awareness, self-respect, self-cultivation. You see, but I've been a teacher and I've been a student of life. Because I don't take it serious anymore. Like, oh my God, I'm not, oh Lord, if I don't get this done and I don't get this degree and I don't get that, I'm not chasing a darn thing. I'm not chasing nothing.
The moment is chasing Cody. That's about it.
That's it. And even that I've learned to say, that's not my child.
Yeah, that's your grandchild.
I've learned about attachment. Wow. And what that does to you, what my expectations, like, that's my grandchild, and I'm a grieving mother, and he's going to love me, and he's going to replace that broken. Stop it, Jewel. Stop it. That's not fair. Wow. Stop it. That's not your child. He's got to go home.
Do you know how much growth that is?
Girl, I'm so proud of me.
You have to be.
I'm so
You,
proud of me because I've seen me step into stuff that I shouldn't be stepping into because I know my childhood wounds. I know my losses. I know my pattern. I know what my heart craves for love, and I give it freely. But I had to learn how to temper that. Why,
right.
Jewel? Because you didn't get it. I was an
Mhm.
adult child.
That's real.
I had to take care of two wounded adults. They didn't tell me to, but it's called
Mhm.
parentification. I became a parent as a
Wow.
young child. So I understand these dynamics when I'm working with my clients because I know what parentification is. I know what triangulation is. I know what attachment is. I know what independence and codependence. I've done all of those things.
I think we all have. I think we all have in some form or fashion.
But some people just don't know what it is. They know it's something,
Right.
but I help them to put a name on it, like, oh, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of going through life blaming and making excuses.
It's
And
real.
so, yeah. So when I see people breaking the pattern of making excuses or blaming their parents or blaming the white man or blaming the boss or blaming the ex, that's my signal that person's ready to grow. But as long as they're in a blaming mode or an excuse mode, well, you don't understand. Okay, I see where you are. You're not ready yet. It's okay.
Mhm.
God bless you. You're not ready yet. But when you
Wow.
get sick and tired of being sick and tired, when you get tired of not getting results, when you get sick and tired of yourself, that's when I'm ready for you.
Mhm. And that's when you're ready to make a change.
I'm ready to make a deposit. As the Bible says, stir up the gift. Got to stir it up. And stirring it up can be very challenging for people because it means they got to do something different. And most people are scared to do something different. It's too scary.
I
It's too
can
scary.
believe that though.
Yeah.
We get in that comfort zone. But
Yeah.
that's you do not grow in that comfort zone.
You cannot. But a comfort zone is very comfortable. You know, Mary, I have a billion zillion shoes. Do you know which ones I wear?
The same
The
ones.
same ones all the time.
Because they're comfortable.
They're comfortable.
I'm the same way.
You know what? Well, you know when I go to Netflix, what I watch the same series. You know why? Because I know what's going to happen. There's no surprises. That's
Mhm.
the brain. The brain says, let's choose what's safe. Why are you watching something new and you're going, oh my God, I'm scared? Oh, and your nervous system can't handle. The nervous system says, can we just go watch Golden Girls? Can we just go watch Living Single? Can we just go watch? Can we just go watch something that we know everything's gonna be fine? Let's go watch Andy Griffith. Come on now. The nervous system can't handle something
Oh,
new.
you saw because I'm ducking and dodging, depending on what it is. I'm
And
so
you're
busy. I'm
and
like
it's
this.
not even real. And it's not even real. But the
I
mind does
know.
not know it's not real. That's why we go back to what I said, Mary. If we practice mental rehearsal, the brain doesn't know it's not real. Jewel, it's going to be sold out. Jewel, everybody's going to be beautiful. Jewel, everybody's going to be happy. Jewel, people are going to come from near and far. They don't care how far they got to drive. Jewel, your guest is going to be amazing. Jewel, she's going to love it. She's going to stay and take pictures. Jewel, your team is going to be there. I visualize everything. I do that. I'm getting ready to speak this weekend. I know a week before I speak what I'm going to wear. I ask questions. What's the room like? Am I going to be on a podium, on a stage? Are they going to be sitting at tables? What is the? I know. I rehearse in my mind what I'm going to say because I already know what I'm going to wear. I prepare myself for success. That's what athletes do.
They do.
That's what
They
Tiger
really do.
Woods does. That's what Venus. They practice in their mind how they're going to hit that ball.
That's right. That's
So
right. They
we
actually see it. They can see it land. They see it
because
all.
the mind don't know it's not real. It does not know. That's why I'm so fascinated with neurology. That is my thing. I
Mhm.
study neurology. I study the brain. And the brain, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, but most of us don't know because we think, oh, that's science. Oh, but it's not Jesus taught. No, but the word of God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Have you ever asked, well, what does that mean? Well, how am I breathing? How are my lungs working? And I didn't give it any instruction. How do I remember things that happened 20 years ago? How is it that I still, how? It's the brain, it's the mind.
Right. Most powerful that people don't even realize without even all of this.
Yeah, so that's my thing, honey. That's
I
what
love it.
that's what I'm passionate about.
I was in my screenwriting class about 2 weeks ago, and they asked if you could have anything, what would you have? And I said, I see myself with my Academy Award. The whole class erupted, clapping for me.
Yes,
they were like, and I think I was the only one that said that before. That I could see in my mind's eye, because I remember hearing Whoopi Goldberg say she was at home with the hairbrush accepting the Academy Award.
Right.
And that lady has been with the host. She has received the Academy Award, but she's also
she's got the EGOT. She's got all of them.
Can you imagine? And with the hairbrush, and she talked.
She's got all of them.
Already had her speeches laid out, everything.
Stage, drama, film, act. She's got all of the awards. Emmy, Oscar, Grammy. She's got them all.
No. And I think she does. Jennifer Hudson. It's only a few. It's
only a few
that have that, but she's one of them.
But that doesn't mean they didn't have pain and sorrow.
I'm sure they did.
But see, what we do is we say that, oh, they're a celebrity, and then people think, oh, well, they're above me, they're better than me, they're perfect. No, you don't know what they went through to get to where they are. You don't know what they had to give up. You don't know none of that. So we have to understand. I just feel like my passion and my highest intention is to create critical thinkers.
Wow.
To ask questions, figure it out. Don't settle.
Oh,
don't live below your means and your no, don't get out the box. Come on. This is all you got right now. What you doing with it? What you doing with it?
Because all of us are living the dash between that's what we're living right now. Is right that now. Dash.
Right now.
And people I cannot tell. Right now, there are 5, unfortunately, people have come to me at some point in time since I started writing and said they wanted me to help them with their book.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel, they died. And they were not sick people. Everybody wasn't sick.
No.
But they go to sleep and they didn't wake up, or it'd be something. And I would be like, I would be shocked when I heard about it. Because I always say, oh, Mary, just give me 6 months. I'll be working in 6 months. They were gone.
Yeah. Because they live with fear. See, when you help somebody identify their fear, they either become very motivated or they become even more fearful. So, because it's only 2 emotions. It's only 2: fear, faith, love, or hate. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's all there is. So it's very common that people wait until they're scared to start living.
Yes.
It's very common that people that used to be mean all their lives, all of a sudden they face immortality. Now they so nice. Yeah. And they don't realize the brokenness they left behind them because they waited too late to figure out that love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love.
I tell people when I see a change, I said they're trying to get into heaven. That's what I call it. They realize that we only have so long. We only have so many. I remember like a few years ago, they thought I was having a heart attack. So the cardiologist comes in and he's showing, and I can see my heart beating. And he asked me, goes, "You never seen your heart beating?" I said, "Please understand this, sir. How would I have ever seen my heart beat?" I'm thinking, why am I seeing my heart beat? And he said, "You only get so many."
That's right.
In the hospital. I said, "Okay." He goes, "And then it's over."
And then it's over, just like that.
That's just what he said.
Just like that. And I think that is the beauty that you have experienced significant losses. I have experienced significant losses where you say, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to go first," and you said, "Well, who said? Who said that you're supposed to die before your child? Where we get this idea? Who said?" So it's like it totally deconstructs how the world has programmed us. Everything I was taught to believe has been dismantled, and I'm free. I am free. I am free. If I told you how free I am, you'd be like, "Girl, I'm so free from what people and society and church and Black people and white people and friends tell me what I know for myself, because I've been willing to face the shadows. I've been willing to ask the hard questions. I've been willing to stay in the moment, because that's all I have. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of criticism. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of people not liking me. I'm just not. I'm free. And if I could impart that to other people, how important it is to want peace more than you want happiness. The only reason people are broke is they keep buying and buying and buying. The only reason people stay in relationships because they keep thinking it'll get better. It'll get better. I'll change them. They'll change. They'll change. They're not going to change. You have to change.
Wow.
But that's too much work for some people. That's too much work. Like, I'd rather blame. I'd rather have an excuse. You don't know what happened to me.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm guilty of that one. I sat for how long and didn't do anything, feeling sorry for myself, everything, until one day I said, "Lord, if my son wasn't incarcerated, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing this." You know what the Lord said? Do it. That was it. Just do it.
He's on his journey. He's on his journey.
And I was like, "That's it."
Yep.
So that was it. And I've been doing ever since. But
the reality is that you were afraid of something. It wasn't just your son's circumstance. It was, remember I told you, it's only two emotions, fear and faith. You were afraid of something. You were afraid of being judged. You were afraid people wouldn't like the book. You were afraid it wouldn't sell. You were afraid. That fear is so crippling. It's so crippling. And we put everybody else a mask on it. Oh, well, it was this. No, it was COVID. It was this. Girl, it was fear.
You said pure. Tell it, Jill. Pure and simple. And that was and thank you, Joan, for your comment. Let me go back because I didn't get a chance to say it. But Joan said, it's her comment, and she says, she said she loved your presentation, Dr. Jewel.
Oh.
And then we have when they're coming in, I think everybody's Jewel, just so you, this is my longest show ever.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
No. I'm saying that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
Okay.
No, that's a good thing. And then she said, the present is a gift. Use it wisely. Enjoy your moments.
Yes.
Every single day that we
see, I could tell you how much I have left in my checking account. I could tell you that. I don't know how much I have in my time account.
Nobody does.
And that's the biggest currency. We think our greatest wealth is that money. That is not. It's the time.
Yeah.
How are we spending it?
That's right.
How are we spending it? So when people like you, Mary, and don't make me cry, but when people say, I choose to come to your event, I choose to come to my retreat I have next week in Malibu. That is, I cherish people that choose the gift that I offer. Because your time is everything. And 30 women chose to spend 5 days with me to go on a cruise ship to Cabo. 40 women have chosen to be with me next week in Malibu for the week. I do my retreat every year.
Wow.
Since 1986, I've been hosting retreats. And the reason it's a small number because the place where we go, I only can get it during the weekdays because it's such a popular place. I can never get it on a weekend. It's just booked. Right. So it limits a lot of people from coming. But the people that are flying in from Iowa, flying in from Oakland, flying in from Texas, flying in from Chicago, the women that are flying in, I'm going to be kissing on them and hugging them and saying, thank you. You're spending your gift of time. You chose to be with me. I don't underestimate that. And Mary, you invited me to be with you today.
I did.
And I'm grateful.
I went, and I can't thank you enough for coming. And when I tell, like I said, I'm looking at the time, it's over. It's because I know I don't want, this is what has happened before when I've gone over the system shut down. So I didn't want that to happen. I said, didn't, thank goodness. But we're going to go with Elaine's comment, and then I'm going to let you get on with your day, Jewel. But I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming today. You have touched my heart, blessed my soul. You always do. I don't think I'm ever in your company that you don't just impart. And I'm getting choked up because it's true. It is true. As I said at the beginning of the program, and it's so true. I still have the very first book that I still have that book to this day. So that's how much it has meant to me. And it still means a lot to me because that's how your words are so powerful. And it's not just me. Look at the ladies that are here, the gentlemen that are here. They're all getting your wisdom too.
Amen.
And Elaine said, well, I said I would hear Jewel's pearls of wisdom. I, for one, have been inspired and blessed. God woke me up today. I got a present, another
that's right.
gift to live my God-given purpose.
Amen, Elaine. That's Elaine. Right. That is so rich right there to have that awareness that it is a gift, and everybody didn't get that gift today.
It is.
That's beautiful, Elaine. Thank you for sharing that.
That's what, and Elaine says, hi there, Antonio. That's what I said, the super fans. But I want to thank you. You, like I said before, you're always welcome here. Always. You know that. Please come back again. Please come back again.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye, Oliver.
All right. Tell John I said hi now.
Stay in the light. Stay in the light.